I learned about how um, people develop their sense of what turns them on and what turns them off. There are some things that are, pretty general across men and women, whether, depending on whether you're gay or straight or whatever. There are some things that all of those different classifications of people will have in common, men, women. But there are also things that are, it's kind of like, it happens almost like imprinting. And what imprinting is, it happens in different kinds of birds, actually. So, for example, when ducks hatch, or geese, when they hatch and they see something, a- and it's that right time, that imprinting time, they affiliate whatever that thing is as their mother. So hopefully it's their mother that's there. But my mother actually, when she was a little girl, she had a duck. She's has an Easter birthday, and it was her birthday on Easter, and her parents gave her a duck, and that duck imprinted on their vacuum cleaner. So that duck slept in the closet with the vacuum cleaner every night, and then when my grandma would get the vacuum cleaner out to vacuum, that duck would be so happy. He'd be waddling all around and quacking. Well, your sexuality and what turns you on, it works kind of like that, where when you are in puberty and you first get sexually aroused, whatever's happening during that time will sort of imprint on you as something that's sexually um, appealing. So there's this great book, A Billion Wicked Thoughts, where they go into this sort of imprinting idea, and how there's a few examples, but the one that comes to mind really quickly is a guy was during puberty, and he went to the doctor, and that just happened to be like he was somehow aroused, and now the sound of the paper crinkling when you go to the doctor, you know how they pull that paper out, so that for him was like the biggest turn on. So my point in bringing all of this up is just to say, we're all different. You have to learn each individual's turn ons and turn offs, especially in knowing that your libido isn't always going to work spontaneously, that sometimes it's going to be responsive. And so knowing those things are the things that will get you to actual arousal. And I think the other thing I want to say about that is, there's a lot of, well, with sex in general, there's just a lot of bullshit. People, they have so many hangups about it, and taboos and shame and all this junk. We have all this like mental and emotional garbage in us about sex. And I just want to say, with arousal and the things that turn you on, there should be no shame in that. The guy who's turned on by the crinkling paper, well, and me. So I think this is a weird thing that turns me on. So I think it must have happened because I used to study with my boyfriend in high school, and we'd be studying, and then we'd be making out and rolling around, and fooling around. And so now when I read really boring text like books and things like that, I get aroused. It's a weird it's a really weird thing. But for me to be ashamed of that, it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help me, it doesn't help my partner, and to be honest and figure out those things that turn you on so that you can bring that into your love life. I think that's awesome. I just don't like the shame. I don't like the blame. Trying to get rid of as much judgment as you can of yourself and your partner, and what turns them on and what turns them off will make it so much easier for you in your sex life.